Hello and welcome to the Artisan of Glimmith. I'm Tom, and in this video I'll be solving the puzzles in the section Castle Gates. That's the end of the forest section, right in front of the castle. That's going on there. This time we don't have any tutorial puzzles, because this is just a conglomeration of puzzles that incorporate all the previous mechanics that have been introduced. So let's see where we find our first difficulty 1 puzzle. Here it is. We have the area number and the palisade. So that's 1, right? This one must extend like this. Then here this has to extend on into this one. And we can already finalize it because we need borders all around here and here also. And I can't move into this area number, right? So that's a single cell region. Then we have 2 here. 3 can only be done like this. 4 is here, and the final 4 is there. Pretty simple. Where's the next number 1? Apparently not here. No, I don't think it's here. Maybe it's somewhere here. I don't know where it is. It will just take a moment. That's also not it. No, I don't think it's here as well. Where is it? There are two of them, and I only solved 1 so far. That much I remember. Ah, come on. This is really annoying. Ah, there it is. Didn't I check this one? Come on. Okay, area number and palisade and delta. Okay, so we need these here connected, and we need these connected. Here we have a 9 already, so we need to extend that by 1 tile. This 9 has to be part of this area here. 9. We can finalize this. Now here we can't have the same shape in this region, so we can't do this. We can't do that. We can't do this, and we can't do that. The only thing that's left is this one. Okay. That's all difficulty 1 puzzles, so let's move to the difficulty 2 puzzles. We have area number and palisade. So we need this, that's a 3. This one has to extend away from the border, right? And here, this corner can't turn there because we would have a region of 2, which is not allowed with this area number. Indeed, this has to be a region on its own, and then we have the 3 here and the 3 there, right? Here we have the same basic game in the beginning, however, like they can't join, obviously, and we need this border here. Here we have the problem that we have only 3. So if we want 4, we need both of these regions, right? And that means this one has to extend by 1, and this one has to extend by 2. So this is complete, and here is the final region of 4. Here we can look at the 3 and see that it can't extend there, because this needs at least 2 more extensions, right? That's a 4. So this has to be a border, and given the border here, we need to extend this like that. This then has to include the 5, obviously, and is also complete like this. So this 5 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one goes 2 here, and the 2 up there has to go there. Now we can see that the 3 could go in here, right? Let's look at the 5. 1, 2. If the 5 went in here, we'd have to go up there, and we wouldn't have enough tiles for the 3. So that can't be done like this. The 5 has to move here, and indeed the 3 has to move in there. Otherwise it would go there, and this would be like without any... like it needs to extend, right? Into 2 tiles. So this is 1, this is the 5. Like this, the puzzle is complete. That's a 4. This is another 2 here. Yeah, we have the solitude and the match. So we need to fill this grid with 6 shapes, 6 regions of the same shape. 36 altogether, that makes sense. Let's look at this one here. Obviously it can only move 1 to the top, so it has to move at least into these tiles, this region, right? Now we can extend it here, but you can see that if you do it like this, you can't really complete these anymore. You could also do it like this, but still, like, you can't get this 2 here somewhere, right? You could also try this, which would sort of fit here, but you can't do that, yeah? The only thing that's left to do is this one. And that must be the right shape. You can see, you can start with this 6 here. It fits in nicely here, right? And then here, this extension has to be this extension. No, actually it can also be this one, right? Can it? Would be like this. The other one would be like that. Yeah. So we don't know, we need this, but we don't know which else. Let's look at this one. This one pretty obviously has to extend here. And then we need this, right? So the 6 here can't reach that. It has to be done like this. And then, yes, it fits like this and like that. Here we have match again, area number and palisade. The 4 is the size of the region. And we need this for this tile, so since all have to be the same, we have to fill the entire board with this T-shape. Place to start is here. You can only put this tile into this shape of a region. Here it has to be this one. Here it has to be this one. Here it has to be this one. Here we need this now. That's all pretty self-explanatory. Here you can't really know if it's like this or like that, but immediately you can see that the 2 tiles here you can't fill with this shape anymore, so it has to be done like this. And then you can simply draw the border over there to complete this puzzle. There's another 2 here. We have range 3 to 5 and solitude with the palisade. So let's extend everything we can see and we can know already that has to extend. Here has to be a border, and since we need the range 3 to 5, it has to move at least here. They can't move on the other side of the border, so these 2 regions are final. Now the next thing to look at is this tile here, because it can only be reached by this symbol, and because of the solitude, right, we need a symbol in each region. So we can already draw this at least, but that in turn means, like, we don't know if it goes like this or like that, right? But given this connection that we need here, we know that this tile can only be reached by this symbol. Yeah, like, that's not enough. 5 is not enough to reach all the way up there with this symbol. So this one can't move down here anymore. Could, however, potentially have to extend there. So we need this tile also for the symbol. So this region is completed like this. 5. 5 is all we have, so we can finalize that region as well. Now, here, this tile can only be reached by this symbol. So let's draw that. That's also 5. We can finalize this, which means that this tile has to be reached by this symbol. And then, since we need the border there, we can draw that and complete the puzzle like that. So, this is a 3. What else do we have here? Is there another 2? What is this? That's a 3, right? Yeah. Let's see, that down there is also a 3, I'm sure of it. Yeah. Just a second. Okay, that's a 2. Okay, let's take this then. We have range 3 to 5 and palisade. This one has to extend away here, right? From the border. And we can't have that because we would reach a 6. Because we need 1 here also, right? That's 5 plus 1, that's not allowed. So we know that we need a border there. And this has to be like that then. Since we need range 3 to 5 for all regions, this one can't be a separate region. And we have 5 now, we can finalize that. This one has to extend out at least here, because we need 3. And here we can't combine those because we would create a region here of 1 or 2. So that's not allowed. We need to finalize this region with a symbol like that. And then this has to extend there. And the border there means that the puzzle is complete. Actually, let me show, like I can't combine those two because that's 6 already, right? That's why you need the border there. Okay, more difficulty 2 puzzles. Those are all 3s. That's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 2. Maximum 4 and non-boxy. Now first off, here we have 10 in the grid. That means we need 2 shapes with 3 tiles and 1 shape with 4 tiles, right? Here we need to extend out of these niches, right? And if we did this, you can already see that we would immediately create something like this. Or if we extended this by 4, we would create this. Yeah? So that doesn't work. You can't have this extension here. You have to move up here and can't move there. This one has to be filled by this one, and it's like this. And then we have the 3 around the corner again. What's that? That's a 4. This is a 4. This we just had, right? Yeah. 4. Let's see how many we have by now. It's 9. Yeah, that's all of them. So on to the difficulty 3 puzzles. Let's start here again in this section. I think there was one down there. Yes. Here we have minimum 4. Area number palisade. The minimum 4 means you can't do that or this or that, right? So we need these borders for sure. And while I'm sure that there is a different way to solve this, the thing that I do, I found easiest, is to see what happens if I build this connection here. First of all, no, I need to show that I can't do it like this. Sorry. Like we are with at least 4. Like if I go into this direction and turn the corner in this way, I would need like 2 more connections here, right? One of them would have to be here. Then I would need 2 more connections of this. I can't, no, actually I can't do that. I can see it here already. You can't complete this if you turn upwards because this one cannot be completed anymore, right? This symbol. So you would have to turn down if you move into this, into the left direction here, then there and there. And then the 5 would have to move in here and then extend again, so we couldn't complete the 5. If you move here to the left, you can't complete the 5, okay? Appropriately. So you have to move this way with these borders. That means you also have this here with these borders, like that. Draw this border as well. But more importantly, you have these here, like this. You also have a border here, which means this border is also there. And this border is here, but this one could potentially extend there, but then the 5 can't be completed. It has to extend there, which means the 5 is completed like this. Now this 5 has to move here. It is part of these symbols here, like that. That's a 5. And now you can see here you need at least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. You need a border there, so this also has to be 4 at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And now you can see that you can't reach the 5 with this, right? This would be 6. So the 5 has to be part of this region here. And then you have another 5 here, okay? I think there is... this was a 3, right? Yes. All regions have an area of exactly 5 and match. Okay. Now here you can see that you will need at least 4 tiles in a straight line, either like this or like that here, right? This is what these signs tell you. And then you will need a corner. So we have exactly 5. The shape must be this shape that we need, okay? And you can start here. Obviously you can't complete it like this because of this region that would be created. Has to be done like this. Then you need 5 more here. This one can't extend there because you would have to do this or that, which doesn't comply with our shape requirements. So we need this. Then we have to go up here. Can't go right. Must go left. Like this. And here you need to move out for 2 at least, which means this can only be completed like this here. Then here you have the 5 like this. This one is a 5 like this. Here we have the corner. So you need to do this and that. And here you can't do this because you're cutting off these symbols here, right? You have to do it like this, and then obviously we have this and this. Okay, I think there was another 3 here, yes. Minimum 5 we have with the palisade. So this tile needs to extend upwards. We need a border here, and then it goes either there or there, right? The main thing, however, is that this one has to extend away from the border with another border here. Same game again, and once more. And we have a new region here that needs to be at least 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a border here. And this then extends here. This will also have to extend here, and for the 5 we need one more here. Which means we need a border here. And that in turn means that this region has to combine with this region, okay? Now we have a new region here as well. Let's make that yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this at least, right? Like, I mean, we need 5 more, but it could be here or it could be there. We don't know. We know there has to be a border there, but mainly we know that we need borders here. So this one has to extend there, and then because we need to fill this, it has to move in there. This region up there is complete. Now, since we need a new region here, that has to move at least 4 like this, and then it can only move in the 5th region in there, right? It can't move in there because then we would have this with 4 tiles only, and that's not allowed. This one indeed has to move there in order to reach the minimum tiles of 5. Now here we have a border, right, according to this symbol, and the shape altogether is complete. We have a border here as well, and this one has to move there. It has to include this one, and we also need to take care of this border, so we need to move there. And here we must then extend the second region into this tile, right? But I think that's it here. That's a 4, right? Yes, this was a 3, wasn't it? Yes, here we can start with the corner tiles. Wait just a second. The corner tiles, like this. Yeah, that's that. Then we need this here. The corner tiles again. Here we need this. And then we need this as well. Now furthermore, we have a corner shape here that can only be completed like this now. With the borders like that, right? Let's make it visually unified, sort of like I want the yellows on the edge, right? Because it's easier to see. So these corner tiles here, they mean I need a border there, right? And a border there, and then in turn means that this has to extend here with another border there. This one has to extend out of there, like this. And here we need to extend this because of this border, right? And this one has to move there then. Make that blue as well, like that. Okay? And what else? Here we have a region that can't like 2 different regions, and here we have 2 different regions. So that means I can't combine this because I wouldn't be able to get 2 more. I would only be able to extend here, but I can't extend into this region or into this region, right? So we need to combine it like so. And then we have our third extension of this there, right? This is a border. This one will move here with borders here and there, right? And I don't know if there's an easier way to see that, but what I usually, or what is easy to see, is that you can't extend into this tile here, because then you would move here and here and here. And this region, this yellow region here, would not be able to get 16 tiles anymore, right? It's cut off. Yeah. So you definitely need a border here, which in turn means all of these have to be borders, right? This has to go here. This has to go all the way up here. This has to go here. And then since we have like this, here we need borders all over the place here. That's complete this section. This one also has to go here with a border here and here and here, right? And now you can see it's 16 tiles. We can finalize the entire region. We need one more there. And now you can also see that this one has to be completed like this here with a border there. And here we need to go up there and into this region with a border here. And you see you have 14 now. We need one more here and one more there. And with this border, it should be finalized actually. What am I missing? Ah, this border here. Okay. 16. What else? This is also 3. Okay. Oh yeah, this one. This took me pretty long to solve because like you have a grid of 18 and for the longest time I was trying to like put 2 regions of 9s in there, even though it's obvious that you can't. Because you have these 3 borders, right? And if you want to create 2 regions of 9, you would have to put each of these 2 regions, or like one of these 2 regions on both sides, on one side of each of these 3 borders, and the other one on the other. But the 9 here, if it goes there, it will automatically cut off this from this 9, right? So it's logically impossible to achieve that, which means you have to in fact combine these, which is exactly, you need exactly 9 tiles for it. And the main question is what you do with the remaining tiles that you have. You have 9 tiles left and you have to sort of block off these borders, right? So if you have 9 tiles left and we have a mismatch, that means you can use one tile of one region of 1 tile, one region of 2 tiles, that's 3, and 2 regions of 3 tiles. One has to be straight with the 3 tiles and one has to be a corner region, okay? So that's exactly 9. There is no other way you can solve this, because if you use a 4 you would end up with 10 tiles altogether that you need. So and you can't use any of those shapes or those tiles twice. So one time 1 tile, 1 time 2 tiles, 2 times 3 tiles, okay? Now the important thing in this logic is that you need one row of 3 straight tiles that doesn't cut off the connection between this 9 and this 9. And there's only one position that can be, like it can't be like this, right? And it's obviously this here. There is no other position where you're not cutting, like touching these borders or like this, both sides of this field. So if you have this 3 here, that means the 9 has to move around here like this at least, okay? Which makes it obvious that this has to be the single tile region here. And then you need a 2 tile region and a 3 tile region around the corner. The 3 tile region, again, pretty obviously can only be here, and the 2 tile region can only be there. And then you have this solved. Next is, let's do this first. Range 3 to 4 and mismatch. We have 26. That's exactly 2 times a 3 tile region, and then 5 times a 4 tile region. So for 4 tiles we need all 5 variations of these 4 tile shapes. Again, it's 4 straight, it's a square, it's an S shape, it's a T shape and an L shape. Those are the 5 variations for 4 tiles, okay? So let's start here. We have 3 here at least, and also here at least 3. Since we can't have the same shape twice, this has to move out of here. So we have our L and the 3 straight. Here we can't have an L anymore now. We need the 4 tiles straight, which means here we can't have an L again. This has to be 3 tile corner region. So from here on we can only use the square, a T shape and an S shape, okay? And the square can't fit in here because of that region there. It also can't go here because we have these regions like 3 times now. It can't go here because again we have a single region there, single tile region. So it must go here. And then you see this is the S shape, this is the T shape. Simply draw the border and complete the puzzle. Here we have a mismatch again. Now this 4 can only be straight regardless which direction you move it, right? That means this one has to include a corner because of the mismatch, right? So it must be this, which means the 3 is here, right? And given we have this straight 3, we need a corner 3 here, like this. This one can't be 1 and 1 because of the mismatch again. It has to be at the 2, which means here we can't have 1. We can have 1. We can't have 2 like this, because we have that already. We can't have 3 like this. And we obviously can't have 4 like this, yeah? So indeed we need 1 here, and this has to be the 4. And the final thing is just for one section. One region. Always mixing these terms, man. Another 3 here. Non-boxy size separation. Let's look at this section here first, like, well, actually both of them. We have 8, right? So we need to separate these in one region of 3 tiles and one region of 5 tiles. You can't use 1 or 2 tile sections for non-boxy puzzles. Doesn't work, right? They're rectangular automatically. And 4 and 4 doesn't work in one of these sections because they would touch. The size separation forbids this, right? So it has to be one region of 5 tiles and one region of 3 tiles. The 3 tiles have to be in a corner shape. Now we obviously need to we need the 3 tile corner region to touch this border, right? So everything moving into this direction is not okay, right? Because we're separating this in 2 and 3. We need one side 5, so obviously we need either this or we need this, right? For the 3. We have 5 here or the other way around. But if you do this, you would need like the 5 down here, which is the same. You need a 3 corner and a 5 would have to go here. It wouldn't be able to touch any of these here, right? So you would have 5 like this, that's okay, but you would end up with a 3 straight. And that's not allowed, because we need only non-boxy shapes. Okay, so that means you need the 3 like this, and the 5 like this. And then you can touch with 5 tiles here, like only touch this, and the 3 tiles. It's an exact mirror image, right? What's that down there? That's a 4. There was also something here, wasn't there? No. So what is this? Another 3. Okay, 1 here. Boxy and size separation. Okay, the size separation means I can't have a region of 1 tile here. I can have 2 tiles. I can't have 3, right? Because I would be touching there. And given that I have boxy, I also can't do anything like that here. So this must be a 2, which means here I can't have 1 or 2. So it can't be 3 like this because of the size separation. Also can't be 3 like this because of the size separation. It has to be a 4. Okay? So now I can also see that this 3 can't go there because I would need a 3 either here or there, right? I wouldn't be able to complete this. So this 3 has to be completed like this, which means, no, it doesn't mean anything for this 3. I have to look here first. Here I can't have a region of 1 tile. I need at least 2. Again, I can't do the 3 because of this. So this has to be a 2. So the 3 here could be 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. But if I did this, I would have to move this there, which I'm not allowed to do. Also, I would create a region of... Oh, no, I can have boxy regions here. Anyhow, the 3 has to be completed like this. Okay? And this 3 then can only be completed like this. Yeah? Now we only need to separate this section into boxy things, right? Into boxy things. This one can't be 2. It can be 1. It can't be 2 and it can't be 3, so it has to be 1. Right? Because we have a max of 3 here. So this then has to be a 2, because I can't have 1 and 3. This has to be 1. This can't be 2 again. It has to be 1. And the final section has to be 2 then. There's another 3 here. 1 and 1. We have boxy, size separation, and area numbers. Okay. The size separation means that this 2 can't move down here and this one can't move up, which in turn means that I need more than 1 here because of this tile, because of this region. I also need more than 2 because of these 2 regions, so that has to be a 3. The 5 can only be completed like this now, and the 2 cannot be completed like that because we would have another region of 2 here, right? So it has to be completed like this. What else? This 3 can't be completed like this anymore because of the size separation, right? This has to be completed like this, and again the 2 has to move to the left side like this. What else? The 3 cannot be completed like this because we would create regions of 1 next to this region of 1 that we have already. So the 3 must be completed like this. Now the 4 could be completed in a couple of ways. No, actually let's look at this one here first. We can't have 1, we can't have 2, that has to be a 3, right? Like this. Then we have 1, 3, 2, 3, and so now the 4, can it be completed like this? Looks like it, but I would create a region of 4 here, and I wouldn't be able to separate this, because I can't do 2 and 2, right? Because of the size separation. I would need to do 1 and 3 like this. The 3 is touching the other 3, or here I can't even put a 1. 1 and 3 doesn't work. It means I can't do that. The 4 has to go here, and like that, the puzzle is complete. This is another 3 here. We have a maximum of 7, and we need to be non-boxy and mismatch on top of it. Okay, let's start by looking at these 2 regions. We have 8 tiles. This one has 9. Yeah. Given that we have non-boxy, we can start. The minimum amount of tiles in a region is 3, right? A corner 3. That means the 8 have to be completed by 3 and 5. One of them can be completed with a corner 3, right? Of 3 and 5. The other one has to be 4 and 4. So let's put in first of all the tiles that we know we have to put in, okay? Here we have to extend out of this niche with at least 3 in order to get a corner somewhere. And that obviously is this one. This has to be part of the same region. And now this one has to take these tiles at least. No, actually, no, I can't do this because here I would have a straight 3. It needs this, and then either we have this 4-4 combination or this 3-5 combination, okay? You can draw this border already. Here we have to move out of this niche, and even if we went on here, we would still need this tile in order to become non-boxy, right? And I couldn't do that there because of this one tile, and this one doesn't work, so I definitely need these here. But for the other region, you can't have 4, obviously, but it has to be a 3 like this or a 3 like this. One of those 2, okay? So given that we know now that here we can only have the 3, we know that this has to be a 4 and this has to be an L, right? But we still don't know if we have to extend this here or there, okay? So let's look into this region now. Here we also have 3 at least like this. Like this is a region of 10, right? 9. So we need 5 and 4. Okay. We can't have a 3 anymore. The 3 is definitely here. So we need to move out here. We can't have an L like this. So that means we need this here at least, yeah? Because if we didn't have this, we would have to extend here, which creates forbidden regions. So this has to be the shape up here, and then we have an S, right? And given that we have this shape up here, we can't do this here. We have to extend this to a 5 like this, and the corner 3 is oriented like that. Okay. That was a 4, right? Always looking at the same puzzles again, I know, but just can't memorize this stuff. Another 4 and a 3 here. Okay, here we have 28. Given the solitude, we have 56, like 28, and the 4s add up to 28 as well. But the thing is that they not allowed to touch each other because of the size separation. And on top of this, the 28 region has to cover everything but those regions for the 4s, right? So I wouldn't be able to do anything like this, because here I would create a region that cannot be part of the 28, right? So this is how you have to fill this board. The 4 obviously is here only because you couldn't extend there. You couldn't extend there because you're losing something here. You can't extend there because of the size separation. Again, you would lose something. And even like you also can't touch this tile obviously because of the 4. So all of these are off limits, these tiles, for this area number here. So that's that. We can draw these borders already. We also can draw a border there, and maybe we start here with the 4. That has to move here. We also have a border here. And we can't move up there because we're losing this tile for the 28, right? So we have to move there. We also can't move here. Now here we need to draw this kind of border, and then this has to move up there. And here we can see that we need these borders also. So we need this and this at least, with borders here. This one can't move up because this section would be cut off from the 28, so this has to be completed like this now. Let's see, here we can't move there because we're cutting this section off. We have to move up. We obviously can't touch the 4, so we have to finalize this region like that. This then has to move here because of this region here. It can't move up at all because we're losing stuff here, and also can't move down, right? So we're going here. Again, we can't move up. We can't move right, so we have to move down here. This needs to be these 3 tiles at least, but it could be finalized here or there. Let's see what the 5 does, the 4 does here. Which tiles can we use? I mean, in reach are those tiles, like also this one and this one. Okay, let's just delete the ones we can't use. Obviously we can't use this, and we can't use this, because like the 28, in order for the passage here to be connected, we need to take this one away. So this has to be the shape we need. And that means the 4 needs a border here. It has to go all the way up there. We can finalize it, and the rest must be 28, right? That's 4. How many do we have? How many did I miss? That's the question. 21. That's all of them. Man, I found all of them in the first go. Interesting. So we have 6 difficulty 4 puzzles. One is here. Let's see. We can start with the square shape here in the center. That cannot be completed like this because of this sign. It also can't be completed like this because of that sign. It can't be completed like this because of this sign here, which means it has to be completed like this. Fits perfectly with the corner, right? So this here has to be like this. We need a border here because the 4 can't be part of this. That would be 5 already. Also, the dead end can never be connected with a like 3 exit corner or 1 border tile in this position, right? This here has to be part of this because we need this connection because of this border there, right? Here, this one has to extend away from the border. Let's look at this one also. That's interesting because the thing is that you can't complete it like this with this tile here. And you can also not complete it like this. Like in this direction, basically not possible, regardless what you do. You have to complete it either like this or like that. Okay? Actually, you can't complete it like that because of the street that you couldn't finalize anymore. So we can already put this in like this. Okay? That's actually for later. Doesn't matter now. Let's look at this tile here now. We can't do anything like this here because of the dead end. Or you could try like this, but then you have this tile in the way. you can't do, and you also can't do that because the 5 is there. So obviously you have to connect this or draw this from top to bottom, like in a vertical fashion, right? And given that you have this corner here, the only way to do that is like this, okay? With the corner here, right? So the 5 has to extend at least 3 out like this here, yeah? But the main thing is again that this one here can now only be completed like this. Okay, the 2 is here. And now you can see that you cannot draw this as a 2. Like this dead end cannot like face downwards because you wouldn't have enough tiles left for the 5. This has to move into this direction and it has to be part of the same region of the 5, right? Like this. This one is a single cell region. So the 4 has to move around here and is complete like this, going through this, right? This one has to extend up here and then join with this palisade symbol here. That's also a final region. So the 5 is here, and like this the puzzle is complete. And just like this the puzzle is complete. So we're still on the hunt for difficulty 4 puzzles on white plinths. I think it was only the first one, right? Yeah. Where are they? There were a couple on the other side, but I don't want to miss any. I think this one was one, right? Yes. Oh yeah, this one. Ugh. I always solve this differently because I always start differently. Let's start here. You have the size separation, which means, for instance, that you can't connect this here, because then you would have another region of 2 here or there, necessarily, right? So this has to be separated, and this one has to go into this tile here, actually, yeah? Now, obviously, you can't do that again, so you also need a border there. As you also can't do this, right? So you need a border here. This one has to extend there. This one has to extend here. What this one cannot do is this, again, because of the 2, right? We need a corner here. So that has to be part of this region. What else? Let's go on here, actually. Let's move around like this if I can. Here I can't do that, because I would have another region of 2 like this here. So I need a border there, which means I need a 2 here, which in turn means that I can't do this. I need a border there as well, going up there, and this one is finalized like this. What else? Here I can't have that, because this will be 2 like this, or like that, right? So let's put a border in here. Here I can't do that, because again, 2, 2, 2. This has to be a border thing. Now I can't have 2 here because of this and that. Yeah, so I need a border there. What else? Like here I can't have 2 because again 2 and 2, right? What else? I can't have 2 like this because here 2, 2, 2. That means like this, and the same is true for this because of the same 3 combinations. In fact, it's pretty obvious that you have to do that. This one has to extend here, this one has to extend there. This one has to extend here. And since I can't have a 2 here anymore because of these 2 regions, this has to go all the way in here, okay? What else? Let's look at this here again. I can't have this, so I also need a separation there. And I can't have 2 here because of this one, right? So I need a border there. This is one region of 4. Now this one has to extend into this region of 3 at least. And then I think it's time to look. Where do we look next? Oh yes, here? No, is it that? I don't even know where to look at. I can't do that. This extension is not possible because it would mean that I have to connect these here, right? I couldn't connect this that and into this region because of the border rule, I would be left with a single symbol without potential to an extension, so I have to do this. But I could do 3 here or 3 there. That's not clear. It could also be a 4. So we need to extend this because we have 4 here already. This has to take at least 1 more tile. Right? Oh yeah, we can't have this here. That's what I missed. We have a region of 2 here, so I can't have another region of 2. We need a border here, and then we have a 5 here. This one has to be a 2, which means this one cannot be a 2, it has to be a 3. So we have 3, 2, 5, 2, 2, 4, and like this. So, but what does that also mean? We have 3 here and 3 here. So first of all, this can't stay a 2, it has to extend because of this region. And it can't be 3. So I need 2 extensions, like this and like that. And this here is a single tile. Okay. Is there anything there? No. This is a 4. No, it's a brown plinth. I want to do the white plinth first. I think this was a 4, right? And that's white plinth, yes. Okay, we have range 7 to 12 and boxy. I think the best place to start this puzzle is here. Because this can't be a single line into this direction, right? Also can't be a single line into this direction. So let's try with 2. That would be 6 only. Doesn't work because we need 7 at least. So this has to be a region of 3 by 3. Which in turn means we need at least 7 here. And we need exactly 7 here. That's 7, the minimum we have. Now here you can do 7 and 7 like this, right? Alternatively, you could think about doing a section of 8 or 10 or 12, but that shows already that you can't complete it. The 10, like the 8 is the minimum you have because you need 7 minimum, right? And then you would only be allowed 6 here. And like, I mean, you can't make this smaller obviously because you need those 2, right? So this is not possible. You need 2 times 7 here and an 8 down here, right? So let's look into this section here now. This is only 6, so it's not enough. You have to at least copy it, and the minimum you need is 8 again. Like this, okay. And now you can look into this region here. Actually, you can look there first. I don't know which one. Let's look at this one first. Here that's obviously not enough. 8 would be enough, but you can't have 4, so this has to be 1 section. You could also think about doing this as a 9, but then you would need 7 here, like this. And you wouldn't be able to complete this region here. Yeah. So you need this here. That's 12, perfect. And now here you only have 5, which means you need at least 2 columns here. That's 10. But then you wouldn't be able to complete this. So you need this column too. That's 15. You can't have 15. 12 is the max that you can have. But then again, you would be left with a section that you can't like fill into a region of minimum 7 tiles. Which means you need to take off 1 more. That's 9. That's well within the range. And then you need to just double the 5 to complete the puzzle. There's 1 more 4. Here we have range 4 to 5 and non-boxy. If you look at this section here, make this bright, you have 8. And since we need non-boxy and we have 4 to 5 as a range, we just need to separate it in the middle and add 1 on each side to make them non-boxy. We have 5 now and 5, right? Like this. So then we need from here, we need 1, 2, 3, at least 3, we need 1 more. Even if we go 1 up there, we couldn't extend it there because we need to be non-boxy, and we would have to use this tile. So we can leave this and just delete this one. So potentially we can extend it here or even there, okay? Next thing to look at is this one here and this one. We can't combine the 2 because that's not non-boxy. So this one has to extend out of this area and this one has to extend up here. And obviously we can't leave that alone. That's a 5 already. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we have a border here? That would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it doesn't work because we would have a rectangular region. So we need to draw it like this, and then we need this L shape here. That creates a new region, 1, 2, 3, 4 at least, with a border here. They can't combine because that's 7 already. And then here's also a region that could extend there, but then we would lose this tile. This has to be 1, 2, 3, 4 at least, right? Again, these two can't combine because it's too big. We need the border here. This one has to extend out of that thing because we need 4 minimum. And now we have one tile with 4, one region with 4, another region with 4, 4, 4, and we have exactly 4 tiles left. So you just have to extend them where necessary or where possible. This one can only extend here. This tile can only be reached by this region. This tile can be reached by both regions, but this tile can only be reached from this one and this one from here. There's one more. Here we have the same thing as before, sort of like they can't touch, right? With the solitude and the size separation, yeah. And it's exactly, what is it? 70. So that must be 14 5s and 84, okay? So the obvious starting point is here with this corner, or with this border, X border crossing. We also can draw a border here because of this 5. This has to move up, can't touch the 5, so it has to move here. Again, can't touch the 5, so it has to move there. And then we don't know, but we can draw in these borders at least. We also have these borders and these. The 5 has to move up here. We can also draw a border there. Then it has to move there, can't touch the 5 again, and has to move there because of these two 5s. This one is complete now. There is a border, and we have these two borders. Here the 5 can't touch or this region can't touch this border up here, the top border, because of this section that has to connect to the 84. Okay? So we can only move here, here. Can't move down because we would cut this section off. We have to move there. And given that this region can't move up now, it has to extend there, which means that we still can't move down here. We have to move this way. That's a straight 5. Now here we have these borders. And what else? Wait, let me think about this. Is there something with this? Oh yeah, I remember now. Here you only have a certain space, like you can only move here, you can't move there. This one is forbidden. This one is forbidden. So these are available and all the shapes around it, all the tiles around it. This one is forbidden because we're cutting off this section up here. It's the same here. Here we would be touching the 5 and here we would also be touching the 5. So we need to complete it like that. Okay? Which means we have a border here and here. And also this can't move there anymore, cutting the stuff off here. So this has to move down. This has to move down then. This one can't move into this direction because of this section that is cut off. It has to move there. You can draw the borders here already. And like this. This one can't touch the left border, right? Because of this section that would be cut off. And so on and so forth. Here this could actually move there. And let's see, this one still can't move there. Here, can't go there, has to go here. Which means indeed this one can't move to the bottom, it has to move right. But then it can't move right because of this section that would be cut off. So we need something like this here. And then we have a border here. Again, we can't touch or in this case, we can't touch the bottom edge, right? So we need to move here. We can't move there because with this 5 we would cut this entire section off. So we need to go there. Can't go up because of the 5, need to go right. And again, can't go up because of the 5, we need to go right. Yeah. Which means this 5 extends into this area here. And then it can have more than 5 tiles actually, but let's do that at a later stage. Let's look at this one first. This has to move at least here. And then it can't move on, it has to move up. We need this border here. And then it cannot move to the right, it has to move up again. Okay? Which means we have this border. Now with this border and this here, like this can't move there because again, we're cutting something off, it has to move here. There is a border. And now the 5 actually can't move there. But if we look at this 5 now, again, like there's a couple of tiles that we can't touch. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And this one must go because we need the connection here. So we have exactly 5. Okay? It's easier to show this the other way around, but I don't want to mess up the whole puzzle by like forgetting something here. This has to move up. This can also, like we need a border there, but it can be completed in a couple of fashions. So let's leave this for later. Let's have a look at what? I don't know if I can show this here well without these. Let's have a look at the 5 here now. Basically, this is the obvious choice, but it could also go here, right? Could be something like this, or like this also, potentially, yeah. So let's leave it like this. What does this have? This could go here, but also this. No, this actually can't move into this region now, but it could go there potentially, which means that this would still not be possible. Yeah, none of this really fits. This is the obvious end solution, but I'll show you why when I finish this here. Like the 5 at least has to extend into this tile. That's the important part here. Let's leave this in, yeah. Like there is no way you cannot use this tile because you can't use any of these tiles here, right? None of the other ones, the 84 obviously not, right? So the 5 has to move into this direction, which means it can't move up, and this 5 can't move down, it can't move to the left. It could move to the right, right? And then there, and there, yeah. This one couldn't move down here still. It would have to move there, which suggests that this is sort of correct. But now you can see that you're coming into an impasse, sort of. You would have to extend one further, and this is the minimum extent of this 5 here. And if you go on here, like it doesn't work, right? You can't really get this. This would also have to be 5. This one needs one more tile. This one needs one more tile. So what to do? The thing is that this is incorrect. This one has to move up, so that there's place for these to move up here, like this, and like that. I don't know if there's a way to logically deduce this by like counting the tiles and stuff, but it's pretty obvious to see that it doesn't work with this one straight here, which also would have been had to be extended by one more tile, by the way. I only drew in 4 tiles, right? So like this we have 5, 5, 5 everywhere, and that's also why you can't do a different version of these here, right? Because you need this line here and this line there. You can't extend them out of this, okay? So that's this puzzle. There's one more. We are at the white 4s, right? Yes. So we arrange 3 to 4 with non-boxy. This one doesn't work, obviously, because it's boxy. So we need to separate it like this. The 4 then cannot use this tile because we would either create a boxy shape like this or like this. So we need to take this away and extend the 4 here. That's the final form. Then here we have 3 like this. Necessarily, and here we can't use that unused, right? Because it's boxy. So we need this 3. Now for the rest, it's best to look at the entire region, sort of. We have 18 minus 7, that's 11 that we have left. Now, is it possible to complete this like that? Here we would have 2 regions of 3, right? But here on this side, you have 9. If you subtract 4, you're left with 5. But we're not allowed 5, right? We can only have 3 and 4, which means this has to be here. And then we need 2 sections of 2 regions of 4, both being non-boxy. That's simple enough. And here we need 3 and 4, right? So this has to be like this. 3 and 4 can only be achieved in a non-boxy version for both of them like this. And here we can't have the 4 like this, right? It has to extend there. And that's this puzzle. I think this was 5, right? I found all of them again. That's 27. Yep, correct. Oh no, it's 6 actually. We had 6 difficulty 4 puzzles. So there is one difficulty 5 puzzle on a white plinth, and that's right here. I usually start using solving this puzzle with this one here, because there's only one way you can place this. If you were to assume that this tile here is this starting shape, like on the end of this sign, right? You couldn't complete it. It would be here. That's not possible. Can't go down here. Also can't go here. Can't go there. That's not an option. So it has to be this corner tile here, right? The inside corner tile. You could complete it like this, hypothetically, but you would touch this region of the same size, so that's not allowed. You have to do it the other way around. That's the only way to place this. Here we also have a region of 5, but we can separate this. We don't know how yet, because we don't know which other tiles we need here, with other regions we need here down here. Yeah? So we can look at this one now. This one can't be placed here, like the square part of it can't be placed here because it's touching same size regions. It also can't be placed here because again it's touching same size regions. Sorry. So we need this here as a 4, as the square, and we can't extend here because again the size separation. It could potentially extend here, so we need to leave this open. Can't extend there because it's touching a region of the same size. It could also extend there or there. Okay. This one can't move up anymore now. It has to move down here like this. Yes. And that means for this tile that it can only be completed like that, because this, like this, it's not possible to complete this region here, right? And the same is true if you do this. Wait, this here. Like, you're touching it even like this, the same size region. So that's not allowed. You have to do this. Like, I mean, I don't need to show that this is not possible, right? Because again, touching the same size region is not allowed. So you need this here and this U shape. Let's look at the options we have. We can't do it facing up, like sort of like with the extensions up. Could they be down? No, because it's touching here. So that's not an option. And we can't extend into this area, so we are only allowed either this shape or this shape. One of those two. Let's leave it like this for the time being, because the main takeaway is that we have a single tile region here, which means we can't do this. Yeah. We need to draw a border there. And what else? There was something else, and I don't remember what it is. Oh yeah, we can't have this, but we could separate this like that. The same shape here is irrelevant. Let's see. I also could separate this down. What was it here? I don't remember. There was something. If I do this, I would have that here. Ah yes, I can't do this here because I would create this corner region of 3 tiles, right? So this shape up here is the same as this one, which I can't have then, right? And there is no way to make 2 non-boxy versions of this. And for one of them, I would even need the same shape. Actually, yeah, I can't separate this down, obviously, into 2, so it can't be like this. That's actually the better reason. So I always assumed, yeah, like, I mean, you can separate this into 2 regions, but I can't make both of them non-boxy, because one of them... oh no, I don't need non-boxy here. No, then it's indeed this, that if I have this shape here, I can't separate it like this. I can't separate it like this now, because I have the one tile here. I can't separate it like this, because of this one tile shape. And I can't separate it like this. There's no separation possible if I do this here, so it has to be like this. Okay? And that tells us what? I don't even know what that tells us. There's a T here. Size separation. We have 4 up there. 1. I'm a bit... What was the next step? I'm totally lost now. Again, I'm always solving these puzzles anew. The more complex they are, the more I'm stumbling through these solutions. I have the corner 3. Like, why am I not allowed to do this? Or is it this and I need this here? Like, if it's this, we have same size regions here. Like, anyway, this is 5, right? But I would basically be possible to separate it like this here, right? And I would have 2 and 3. Which I don't have yet. But I need to separate this also. And I can only separate this into a region of 2 and a region of 3. And I can't use 2. Yeah, this has... I needed 2 in here. Yeah, that's the thing. I have 1 here, so I can't use a region of 1 in here. I need at least a region of 2. So I can't separate anything else because I have the regions of 2, right? Up there already. Yeah. And that's why I can't have this as a 5. Okay? I need it like this. So that's 6. I don't need to do anything with it. I can leave it like this because all neighboring regions are 5 only. And then I can put 2 and 3 in here. And we have a mismatch also, which means I can't use this shape for the 3 anymore. I have to use this here. And this is then the solution. Okay, man, thank God. I got the curve at the end. So that's 28 puzzles. That's all the puzzles on white plinths. So now there is one difficulty 2 puzzle on a brown plinth, and it's somewhere here. Oh yeah, it's down there, right? I think it's here. Yes. So we have non-boxy and a match version. So first of all, this is the obvious first choice, right? Because here you need to sort of like that's the smallest corner version that you can have, right? 3 tiles, and it would have to be like this in this square shape here, the square protrusion or whatever you call it. But it's easy to show that it doesn't work like this because you would have to do this here, and you're left with 2 tiles. So the 4 is not allowed, right? So you need to extend it somehow. This would be the first choice, obviously, or like this is basically the same, right? So if you put this in here, it looks good here also, but then, yeah, you could put it there and sort of here. But here you can already see, actually, that it doesn't work, yeah? You don't even have to do that. Here you can see that you can't recreate the same shape. So the next thing the obvious thing is to do this. You could also try this first, but obviously you can't put anything like this in here, right? So, like also this appears improbable. Yeah, you can see that here, that it doesn't work. So yeah, the only thing to extend that is like this. And then here you would have to do something like this, and you immediately see, yes, that works. Like that and like this. So most of these match puzzles actually you can approach in a logical fashion if they're on a lower difficulty. The higher the difficulty gets, the more I think it's trial and error. So we have 29, and then it's time to go to the difficulty 3 puzzles on brown plinths. There are 4 of them. Is there one here? Yes. Okay, we have range 2 to 5 and the palisade, so here we need to extend out of, right? We don't know which way to go, but we know that we need a border here, which means again we have this to extend there and a border there and this extension. Now you can easily show that you can't move here because of this border here. This one would have to extend there, and then it would go there and then there, and that's already a region of 7, which is not allowed. We are 5 allowed max, right? That means this one has to move here, here, here. Again, like if you have these border thingies, you always have to move in a zigzag course, as long as you have a straight line of corners, sort of, right? So that's complete with 5, yeah. Then here you need to move out of. You can't move there anymore, and because of this border you have to move there. You can't move here anymore, you have a border here as well, so you need to go into this tile here also, which means you need a border there and there. And since you have 5, this is also complete. This has to extend out of here. This has to extend out of here, this as well, like away from the border, right? So this is complete. Like, you need these borders here because of the shape. This has to extend there. But now you can't have a border here, right? Because you would lose a tile. So you need to add this, and this indeed is one region like that. Here you have a connection. Again, you have to move down here because of this. So you need this border. And then here, both of these have to move away from the border. And since we have this border already, we need to combine them, which means we have a border here. We can't lose this tile as a region of 1. So that's one. The same is true here. And up there, like this is 5. This is complete, so we need 2 there. And like this, the puzzle is complete. There's a 3. We have range 4 to 7 and palisade. Let's start with the obvious thing here in the center. And this one and this one. Okay, first off, this single tile is not allowed, so it has to be part of this region here. We have 6 there and 6 here, so each of those can extend by exactly 1 tile if necessary. Now here we can't combine them, obviously. We need to draw this here. This can't combine because it would be too big. We can draw this border. Here we need 4 like this. And what else? We can draw a border here between those two because 2 is too small. We need at least 4. This has to move out of this region. And even if it goes there, that's only 3. It has to go there as well. So we can draw this border. This has to move into this direction. And again, even if this is part of the region, we would still need this tile here. So we have a border there as well. And here we have 5 and 3. That's too big. And 8, we cannot combine this. So indeed this has to take this one. No, it could also go here. But what would happen is that if we did this, this one would have to go here. It's too small for a region of its own, 2. It would have to extend here, and we would create a region of 8. So that's not possible. This one can't go here. Indeed, it has to take this dead end. And is done with these 4 tiles. This tile then has to be part of this region. That's complete with 7, right? Which means this one has to extend here. And this here has to come from here. Now like this, it can't move into this region anymore because we would have a border. We would require a border here, right? So it has to go there and become part of this. Because 3 is too small, we have to add it to this one, which is 7 now, like this, okay? Which means this region needs to include this tile. It's 7, we can finalize it. And here, this tile can also, again, not be taken by this because we would need a border here. So we would have the same region on both sides of the border. It has to come from here. That is 6, so we may still take this one here. Let's see what else. I think it's... What was it? It's this tile here. Isn't it? Or is there something else? What was it again? I totally forgot. I overlooked this one here. I have this shape here also. And this is only 3. So we need 4, right? And this has to extend by 2 extensions at least, by 2 tiles, okay? And that's why this tile can only be reached by this, because we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but we would need one more tile here or there. That's 8. Okay, so that's why this tile can only be reached. This tile can only be reached with this, or combined, be part of a region with this symbol, like that. And then we need these corners here, these borders. So we need a 4 here, can only be achieved like this. This then extends like this. That is 6, but it can't extend here in any direction anymore. We can finalize it. This one needs another tile. It's 3 only. So this one needs 5, no, and this one has 6. So this one can only reach by this region now. And like this, the puzzle is complete. Okay, one more I need, right? Or 2? No, I need 2 more. Okay. Well, that's a 7 there. This is a 4. That was a 4 as well, right? Yes. I'm sure it's one of these here. Okay. We have boxy size separation. Yeah, so we need these first of all. Now, this 3 can't be completed like this because it's touching the 3 here. And given that we need a rectangular shape, it can only be this. This 3 can't go there, obviously, can't be completed also. It needs at least these 2 tiles, right? Either like this or like that. This 4 can't be completed like this because it's touching a different region with 4. Same is true for this version, so it has to be completed like this. And now this 4 also can't be completed like this, so it has to be done like this. The 2 can't be completed like this because of the same size shape right next to it. We have to do this. And the 6 obviously needs 2 by 3, and it has to incorporate the other 6, right? That's pretty obvious. Like this. So now we need to separate the rest so that we have all boxy and size separation, okay? So first of all, here we could have a 3, but then we would create a single cell region there. We can't have 2, so it has to be 1. And this one has to be 2, right? Because we can't have 1. Here we can't have 1. We could potentially have 2, but then yeah, I could draw this up here. No, that doesn't work. Like, I know the solution is so difficult to see all the options once you know the solution to the puzzle. You can't have 3 anyway, and you could have 4. But what if I drew this up here? Then I would need 2 and 1 somewhere here. Yeah, I would need a 2 in here from either this side or that side, which means I couldn't put a 2 in here. I couldn't put a 3 in here because of this, and I could put a 1, but then I would need another 2. Why doesn't that work? Actually. Ah no, I can't put the 2 there because of this one. Yeah, I can't actually extend this up. That's what I overlooked. Yeah, I can't have 2 there, sure. I can't have 3, I need a 4. I sort of thought whatever. This has to be a 3 like this. Again, because the 2 doesn't work, so I need a 4. And then here I need a combination. I can't have a 3, I can't have a 4, so I need the usual 1, 2, 1 combo. It's the only way to solve this. It's like 1, 2, and 1, okay? Oh man, I'm so blind sometimes. Unbelievable. There was a 3, I think. Yes. Non-boxy and size separation. First of all, you have to extend out of these areas here, right? in order to become non-boxy, whichever way. Here we have 3, so we can draw a border there. We can't go the 4 because that would be boxy, so we have to include the 5 into this region. We can draw a border here, and that means here we need to extend out. Can't go there because boxy. We need to be non-boxy like this. Yeah. We don't know where this extends. It could go around here or there, but it doesn't matter. The thing is that you have a new region here, and since, like, regardless where it starts, it definitely has to move around the corner here to become non-boxy, right? Which means here we can draw a border. The 5 has to be finalized like this. We need to move into this tile here in order not to create a 1-tile region, which would be rectangular. And since we can't have same size regions next to each other, this has to extend here. Okay, so this can only become non-boxy like this, but we don't know what's going on with it from that point on. Now here we have the same thing. Like the region on this on the left side of this border here has to move all the way here, and it can't be part of that region, right? So at least here it can't join the 3. And since the 3 has to be non-boxy, it has to be drawn like this. The 4 is also complete like that. And then here we have a new region 1, 2, 3, 4, at least like this. Here we need this tile for sure in order to be non-boxy, which means the 4 is complete. But then this can't be 4, it has to be 5, right? Like this. And this is 6 then. And here we have 4, we need 2. These 2 6s obviously need to join each other because we don't have enough tiles for 2 regions of 6. So we need to add 1 more tile. Obviously it can't be here because then we would lose 1 tile. It has to be here, and this region has to go there. I hope I'm not saying too often obviously, because I notice myself that I'm saying it's obviously, but many things are just, to me at least, obviously. I hope you're not offended by that. I don't know. I'm sorry if so. So we have 33 here. So we need 3. Wait. No, I solved the 3 ones. Yeah. So we need 3 difficulty 4 puzzles now. Yeah, there's 1. We need this extension here. We have match and palisade. We can draw this border. And here these have to be connected like this because we have this border already. We need 1 there. And like this. Now, since we have a match puzzle, obviously you have to add these, this sort of section to this. Or what is easier to accomplish is to add this section to this here. Given the constrained layout of this part of the puzzle here, it's pretty obvious you can't only do it like this, with a border there as well, right? There's no other way to put a plus sign in here. Because of these borders also. Like, you can't use any of these tiles here, you have to work with what you have here. So, now you have 6. Let's just see how many we have in total. It's 72. Yeah. So, 6 would basically work. It would be 12 versions of this thing. Not 12, sorry. Yeah, 12. But you can immediately see here that this doesn't work. Like with these tiles here, you can't fit this shape in there again. So you have to extend it. By 1 tile is not enough. That would create a region of 7. And 72 is not dividable by 7. Okay? So you need another tile. Obviously it can't be this one. It has to be this one. That's 8. 72 divided by 8 is 9, right? So that would be a potential option, but you can readily see, like, this tile would have to be this here, yeah? And then you would have to move out, do this. You would have to extend here and then there, so it doesn't fit. Yeah? You could also try to have this here, but then you wouldn't be able to reach this tile here because this extends up to, and left and right there's nothing, so you would lose these tiles. So it doesn't work. So what to do you have to add another tile. And the only place to do that is here, like this. And then you obviously can do that here. You can only do it like this here, and there it fits again. So that's already a pretty good sign that we're on the right way. Here, this tile has to be this tile, right? It can't be this. So you have to do this and that, right? And here you have this, which means you add these two, but you could do it here or there. Let's see what we need here. Here we need this. So this has to be done like this and like that. Here we have this extension and this. And then the final one is this one. Okay. It was again, like, logically a good match puzzle. Even though I will admit that solving this the first time totally freaked me out. Because I didn't know, how is it supposed to work with 8 tiles? Or I asked and asked and asked, like, it doesn't work, until I realized I can do the 9 tiles version also. Sometimes the solution is so close you just don't see it. Yeah. So we're at 4. So this is a 4. Okay. Mismatch with the area numbers. Here the important info is we have a 1 already. We have 2 and 2 3s. So one of them has to be a corner version, the other one has to be a straight version, right? Because of the mismatch. And there's no other version of 3s, yeah? So apart from regions that have that include the area numbers, we can't have any 1, 2 or 3. And that means that here, which cannot be reached by the 2, we need at least 4, right? The 2 has to go here, and here also we need at least 4. It could be part of the 7, but it can't be a 1, it can't be a 2, it can't be a 3, it has to be at least 4 here, okay? So if we look what's left here, we have 15 left. That's 15 minus 7 is 8, minus 4 is 4, minus 3 is 1. And that means that I have to extend this shape by 1. Or actually I could make this the 7. No, actually I can't make it 7 because the 4 has to be combined, has to be, the 2 area numbers of the 4 have to be in one region. And that's why I can only complete the 7 here. I can't complete the 7 with this one. Which means this has to be extended. So we have 5 here, 4 here, 7 and 3. Okay? So first of all, let's see how we can join the 4. It can't be like this because then we wouldn't have enough space for the 7 here. It needs to be done like this. This is one more tile and the 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. Which means 3 is here. Main part being the 3 straight means I can't have the 3 straight here. And it also means I can't complete the 3 like this. I can't complete the 3 like this because of 2 right here and 1 before. I have to complete it like that. Did I do this also? Also not possible, right? It has to be this, okay? Which means that here I again need 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. Could this be the 7? Actually, no, I have to, like, let's look how much we have. Actually, I always did this the wrong way again. Like, we have 9 here, minus 5, that's 4. We have 4 tiles left. One of them has to be extended. One of these 2 has to be extended into a shape that is not this. I can't do it with this. I can only extend this so that I have a region of 5 that doesn't mirror this. If the 7 was part of this region, I would have the same 5-tile region here. So that's not allowed. And that's why this has to be the 7. This one has to extend here. And the 7 is completed like this. And then I have the final 5-tile region there. Interesting. I always overlooked that one part at the end. Where's the next one? Oh, that's a 5. That's a 6, right? No, also a 5. There's one. Non-boxy and size separation. Non-boxy. The 3 here can't be done like this, or like this, because I need the 3 here to move up here or up there, yeah, in any of those two, right? And even if I did this, I would create a shape that's boxy, yeah? Same is true the other way around. If I do this here, we have a boxy region. So that means the 3 here has to be completed like this, which means I need these corners here. Now I can't complete the 3 like this because of this boxy region, and I can't complete it like this because of this boxy region. It must be completed like this then. Now here I could do like that, or like this, or like this. Those are the 3 options, going like this way, or that way, yeah? Let's leave it like this for the time being, or let's actually take it away and look how many tiles we have left. Because you have 19 minus the 3 here, that's 16. If we subtract the 6 also, that leaves us with 10, okay? So, could I do, like, because of the size separation, like the 6 obviously has to be combined, right? If I wouldn't combine it, what would happen? I would have to move here, and I would end up with a boxy version here or there, yeah? So I have to combine them. I can already do that just for the demonstration purposes, right? So if I have to combine them, I need on both sides regions that are not equal to 6, right? Here I have 9. Let's take 3 away of that. So that's 6, and here I have 7. Yeah. So this is 16. I need 6, so I need on one side 5, and on the other one I also need 5. That's the main thing. If I had 4 on one side, I would have 6 on the other side, but 6 and 6 is not allowed to touch. If I had 3 on one side, I would touch these regions, yeah? So that also doesn't work. I can't have 7 and 3. So it must be 5 on one side and 5 on the other side. So if you have 5 on one side, that has to be these 5 here. And since I need 5 on the other side, I can't separate the 3. I can't separate this region here like this or like this, yeah? I would have 4 only. So I have to do this here. Actually, it's better to show, like, obviously this wasn't possible because of the 3. Here you would create a section of 12. Obviously 2 times 6 only possible, right? So the 3 has to be positioned like that. And now you can see you need 5 here and 5 here, and the rest is automatically 6. Yeah? I hope I got the reasoning behind it across, because I forgot the step with the 3 that you can't put this 3. That was something I forgot about. Anyhow, that was only 3, right? I need 3. Was it 3? Yes. That's 36. Okay. So we have 3 difficulty 5 puzzles. I think they were both here, right? One was here. Let's fill these in here, first of all. Let's start with this tile here. This can't be 1. It can't be 2 like this, because I would create a region. No, actually here, let's start with this one. This has to extend out of this, because I can't have 1, right? Meaning this has to be extending into this region, into this section, because it has 1. It can't be 1 single tile region. I also can't have a 2, so this has to be a 3. Now this could be 2, but then I would need another region of 2, which is not allowed. 3 is not allowed because I have this region already, so I need 4 here. Here I can't have 1, I need 2 at least. I can't have 3 because I have 3 there already. So this is like that. Here in this tile I can't have 1, can't have 2 like this or like that because of this region. I need then 4 because it has to be boxy, right? I can't have 3 around the corner here. So I need a single tile there. Here I can't have 1, I have to extend out of this. And can I have a 2 here? Let's see. Or can I have a 3 here even? I think we need to look at this first. I can't have 4, first of all, because of this one here. I could have 1 and 3. I can't have 2 and 2. and I can't have this 1 and 3, so it has to be 1 and 3 like this here, which means this has to be 2, it can't be 3, and there is 1 up there, which in turn means here I have to extend out of this. Can't have 1, I also can't have 2, so I need at least 3. I can't have 4, but I could potentially have 5. So we need to leave that open. What's else? Here I can't have 1, I need 2 at least. Here I also can't have 1, I need 2 at least, but I don't know where to go with that. I always, like this part, always like I can't remember it, which way, what I can reduce. I find this it's so much information and to see everything properly. Anyhow, here it's the same thing as there. I can't have 1 here, so I need at least 2. And here I also can't have 1, I need at least 2. And now, what was it? I don't remember it. Here I have 3, no, but I can draw a border there and there at least to make it better visible. Could I have 2 here? 3 and 4, that's basically possible. Can I have 1 there? I could go all the way down here, 6 and... No, that doesn't work. I can't have the 6 here because then I would have 2 and 2. And also 5 is not possible. Look, just like this it's possible. I think I can't have 2 here because then I would have to extend this and then I would have 2 and 2, but I could have 5. I can't have 2 like that. That's not possible because I would need another 2 here. That means I need a border there, and this has to be 2. Yep. Because I can't have 4 also. The square 4 is forbidden, right? Because of this shape here. And that means I need to extend this to a 3, right? And this then has to be 5. I guess. I'm always surprised by the solution because I never remember this part. Never, like I solved it like 3 or 4 times, this puzzle. But, okay, I'm so flabbergasted. I can't have 3 here now. So this has to be a 2 and there needs to be at least 1. That can't be 2 because I have 2 already. It has to be 1 also. And then I can't have 2 here because I would need another 2. Can't be 3 and 1. It has to be a 4, which means this one can't be 4. So can it be 2? No, because 2 and 2 again is not possible. It has to be 3 and 1. I can't have 1 there, so this has to be the 3. Okay. Man, I'm always struggling towards the end of this puzzle. How many did I solve? 1 or 2 of those? I have 37, so it's only 1 now. I need, like, 1 is there. That's the final puzzle of the forest area here. But there has to be 1 more difficulty 5 puzzle somewhere. It was down here, right? Yeah, there it is. Oh, this one. This one is a very good puzzle, I gotta say. But it really had me going in circles the first time I solved it. We have the solitude and the size separation. This one means that you can draw these borders here, first of all. And this border here. These borders. And then there is a couple of things you can do already. But I found the easiest thing to ask yourself, is it possible that you have a border here? That would mean the 5 has to go into this tile here, and it can't move down because of this 5. It would have to go up there, and then you would have a separated tile here that you can't have because of the solitude, right? You need this to connect to an area number. That means the 5 has to move down here, and then you have these here, okay? Just can't touch that. And in turn that means you need something here, a region that can only come from somewhere here, right? You can draw this border, And it can't be the 5, obviously, because like that's too big for a 5 already. It has to be, the 5 has to move out here, the 11. You already have 9 tiles of this, right? So the 5 has to move here. There's a border here, and here you have another region. Let's make that a bit brighter. That has to move out of this. So you already have 10 tiles of this region of 11 tiles. This one has to move out of here, and here's also a different kind of region, but let's not draw this now. What was the next thing? This 5 can extend here and there, but even if it extends here, it couldn't go on with the 5, right? So I need at least this here. So I can draw this border. Now the 5 obviously can't go there, because we would again have a region without a symbol. So it has to move down here, and then you can already see that the 7 has to take this region and move into this area here. The 5 then has to go here, but we can't yet know if it's like this or that. The 7 extends here, and the 5 now can only extend to this. Can't use this tile, can't use this tile, is complete. And this completes the 11 also. Yeah, we have 11 tiles here. The 5 has to move around the corner here. This region can't be the 5, right? Because we already have this, these 5 regions neighboring it. So let's draw a border there and move it here. The 5 also can't touch this region. So we need this here, right? We have 6 now of the 7 that we need. And the 7 obviously can't move here because we would cut this off. So the 7 is completed like this. The 5 then has to move here. This one goes there, this region, whatever it is, because it still hasn't reached another symbol, right? And it's becoming obvious that it can only be this one now, by now, right? It can't reach this one, and it's too big for any of these 3 symbols, right? We can in fact look at these now, because this 5 can't move there. And the 3 can go there, the 5. The 5 can't go here, right? So yeah, well, it's not quite clear actually how to. No, I think we'll stop at this now, this side, because it's easier to look at this side now, I think. Or let's look at the 5 actually, that will help us with this here. Like the thing is that you can't move the 5 down here, okay? Because if you did that, you would have corners here, and you don't have enough tiles to cover this whole region. You would have 5 like this and 3 like this, and you're missing a tile. Also, you can't move there also, obviously. That's more obvious. You can't touch the 5 here, and you have a region that doesn't include a symbol. So that means you need a corner there, okay? So since the 3 at least has to move here, the 5 has to move there, then you need a tile here because you can't go there. Actually, it makes total sense like this. And the 3 then has to be completed like this. That's the only way, yeah. And now you can see that you need another region here, because the 5 can't touch this thing, and it can only be this region, right? So if you complete it like this, you have 11, and it can only be completed. You also can't go here, because you would add another tile that you don't have, because you need the region of 11 there, yeah? And it means the 5 goes down here, and here it's easier to see now that the 5 has to go here, because if you draw the 5 like this, then this 11 will have to go there. There is no other symbol that can reach this tile. That means the 5 has to go there, and the 11 has to be here. So we have 5 tiles of this 11 already. So we have another region here. Obviously it can't be the 7, so that also has to be part of the 11 now, okay? So that in turn means that here I cannot have the 11 because we have 5 already, and we need at least 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 9, which means I don't have enough tiles to move into this section here. The 5 has to go into this corner there, okay? Which means the 7 has to be here, like this. That's 7. And then the 11 perfectly reaches this thing here. The 5, like we have one tile left, it can't be here because it would touch the 11, so it has to go there, and the 5 then completes the puzzle. It's a very beautiful puzzle the way it falls. I didn't see half of what I had to see the first time I solved it, but it's really, really well done, I gotta say, with these regions and figuring out where they come from and stuff. That's really a very well designed puzzle, I gotta say. Now we have 38. That means, yeah, we have the final puzzle here, the final difficulty 5 puzzle on the brown plinth. Let's start with these regions, right? Here's one, and there's one. Then we have this here, which, because of the boxy characteristic, has to be like this at least. And we can't extend into this tile. We also can't extend into this tile, so that region is complete like this. This corner now has to extend away from the border, and it obviously can't go there because we need only boxy regions. It has to cover at least these 4 tiles. It can't include the 4 because that would be 4 as 5 or even 6 tiles already, so we can draw this border and this border. Now we can look at the 12. The 12 has a maximum of 8 tiles here. And a maximum of 8 tiles here. So what to do? The only thing to do is to combine it with this region to get to 12. Like this. Which in turn means we can draw this here. We can also draw this border here. We need this then. We can draw this border, and since we can't go up there, we can draw this border. What else? Here we need this shape at least with this border. We can't extend into that region there, and also not into this region. Here we have 3 then. Can't extend any further because we need boxy versions. This one has to be a single tile. Here we have at least 6 tiles, but this one has to be a border. And we can look at the 8 here now. We only have 6 tiles left here, or 5 tiles here. So again, we need to extend the existing region to cover the 8. That's 8 tiles now. That means for this region that I can't extend it, we need to draw a border here and add 2 like this. What else? Can already see that this one cannot be extended like this because we would need another region of 2 like this here, because 1 is not allowed here, right? We already have 1 right next to it. We have the size separation. So this one has to be completed like this. What else? Here the 8 can't be completed like this because it's touching the 8 here. This is actually something you can see in the beginning already. It has to be completed like this. And then here you can't have 1 and 2, right? You can only have a 3 because you already have 1 and 2. This 4 cannot be completed like this because the 4 would touch it either way, right? And the only way to complete it then is like this. Here you can't have a 4 like this because you would create another region of 4, or you would need 2 2s or 1 2 and 2 1s. So that doesn't work. That is 4 like this. And then you can't have 4 here. You need 2 here because you can't have 1. And then there's 3. That all fits. Here you can only have a square 4 by now. Let's see, what else? Here for the 12, the maximum area you have without any other symbol is 9, right? So you need to incorporate this symbol. There's no way around it. And you can only do that like this. Wait, no. That's 10. Wait, like this. Sorry. Like this is 12. No, not like this. Like this. Sorry, you need the border there. At least I showed you all the versions that you can't use. Okay, so this is complete, this section. Then we need 3. That has to start here because we already have 1 there, right? This then has to be the 4. Actually, no, it can't be the 4 because we would have to put the 3 like this. And then we could still put 1 and 2 here, right? Couldn't we? Boxy, nay, we must have different areas. Oh no, I can't touch the 4 there with the 4. That's the thing. Yeah. The 4 is touching the other 4, so that has to be a square version. So the 3 can only be completed like this, and then we have 1 and 2 here. So let's go into this thing here. This one can't be 1 because we have 1 right next to it. Has to be at least 2. But it can't be 2 because then we would need another 2 right next to it. So there has to be at least 3. Could also be 4. Right? Let's look at this one now. We can't have 1 here because of this region, so it has to extend into this dead end. This is a 2. This one could be 1, can't be 2. Let's look at this one first. This one can't be 1 and it can't be 2. So it can only be a 4 then, right? Because 3 is not available. And that means there is 1. Here we need 2, like this. Okay. That was difficulty 5. 39 puzzles. There is 1 difficulty 6 and 1 difficulty 7. Where was the 6? The 6 was here at the end. It's down there. Yeah. To start off here, you can look at this straight palisade tile. It's either like this or like that, right? Which means I can only extend this palisade tile either in this direction or in this direction, and I definitely will need those 2 directions to extend into, right? Same you can say for this combination of palisade tiles here. This one has to extend here and there. We can draw a border here because we have the solitude. We can draw borders there, which means we need a corner like this, border here, corner like this. This one here, this dead end, again, will extend either into this direction or into this direction, which means I can only use 1 tile here in either of those 2, and this palisade symbol has to take these 2 symbols then. Okay, I can also draw these borders here. Yeah, I think that's as far as it goes here. The thing that I do now as a next step is to look at this tile and to see if it is possible that I have a border here. That would mean this one has to extend here. We need at least 4, and we couldn't join this one. We would have to go there, right? So that means this one would have to extend there and then go either here or there, but it couldn't go here because of this tile here. This symbol would only be completable like this. The 3 could go there, but this tile then can only be reached by this one. The main thing being, that's even irrelevant, that you can't create, well actually yeah, you need to be here because you can't extend that to a region of 4 anymore, which you need, right? So if you have this border here, the puzzle becomes unsolvable, which means that must be incorrect. You need the border here. This one has to extend out of here at least 4 into all the way there. Okay, we can draw this border. This then has to extend 1 more because we need 4 at least, right? This one has to extend here, and for the palisade shape it also has to extend there. This shape is complete then because it can't go any further there. We can draw a border here, which again means this one has to extend here. Now this tile can be reached by this here or by that here. Let's see which one it is. This one here has to be like this because we have a border here, right? Which means this one has to extend there. We can draw these borders also. This one has to extend here. Okay. And this tile again can only be reached by this version, by this region. This here is too far away already for 6, right? That's exactly 6 here. I need 4 here for this one at least, so I have to move there. And then I also have to take that tile there. This region also is complete with 4. Here this tile can only be reached by this region, like this. This one has to come from here, like this. We have 5 tiles now. And these 2 borders, also this one here, this one has to be there. Would be complete with 4. Let's see about this tile here. 1, 2, 3, it has to be this one. 4, 5, 6 or 4, 5, 6. We don't know which one, but what we know is that this region can't be in this tile anymore, because 6 is complete like this or like that, right? So this tile cannot be taken by this one, because here we would create a region of 7. No, actually it could be taken by this one. Let me see, because we could do that. That would be possible, right? This one wouldn't have enough space left here. This would only have like one tile left here. Could only extend there, there, or there. That's why this doesn't work. If you have the 6 here, this tile can only reach this palisade symbol. That's the thing. Because it can't take this one, as I just showed. And that means that I can't go up there, because I would otherwise be losing this tile here. It couldn't connect to any... If I went like this, this would be untouchable, sort of, right? So I have to do this here. Yeah. And then that means I have 6 like this and 6 like this here. Here we have 1, 2, 3. I need 4 for this, so this has to be 4 here, right? And that means this region of 3 extends here and there. Okay. That's the 6, and then we have the 7 left only. That's this one. Let's check again. 40, yes. Oh yeah, this one. This one fooled me the longest time. Well, fooled me. It is very difficult, and it didn't fool me. It's just very difficult to find an easy way to solve this, and I still haven't found a really easy way, but let's hope I can get my point across. We have range 4 to 5 and mismatch. First of all, it's 80 tiles. That's exactly 5 times 4. That's all the variations of 4 tile regions, so 20. And it's 12 times 5, 60. And 12 is the amount of variations you have for 5 tile regions. So you have all the variations in this puzzle, which is important at a certain stage, at least for my solution, okay? So here you have to extend at least 4 out. Can't go there, right? You will also have to take this tile then. So we already have the U shape for 5 tiles. Here you also have to extend outwards. You can go there. You can't go there because you would have to go in there and create the same shape twice. So you have a border here and there. And oops, this one is complete as a T shape, 4 tiles, right? Now this one also has to move out here and there. And for the 4 you have to go there. You can't extend up further because you have the shape already, so you have an L shape also. Here these 3 tiles have to be joined because you have to move out of these opposite niches on both sides, right? You can't have a T shape anymore, and you need 4 at least, so that has to be a plus shape. This one here has to go 1, 2, 3, can't go up there, 4, and then it also needs to take this tile, obviously, 5. This one has to go down here, 1, 2, 3, 4 at least, border there, but could potentially extend here. What else? Here we need at least 2, which means here we need at least 3. And here you need 2, here you need 2, cutting off this region, which has 7 tiles in it, so you need at least 2 more tiles in it to create a region of 5, right? And you can't extend this so, because you have this shape already, so you can't do that. This can only be like this. This has to be a 5. Like a P or Q shape, whatever. But this one could extend here, oops, here or here. So either it's this, I don't know what you call the sign, or that's a T, obviously, right? Here, out of this niche, you have to extend by 2, and here 2. Now you can't go up here, so even if you go like this, you still, like, you can't cut this off. This can't be cut off. You need to combine these 2. There's no way around it. Here you need 2, here you need 2, but you're not sure if they have to be combined, or you could also do this here on that side, so that's unclear for the time being. But even if you do this, you have to move, you have a new region here, or this, like you can't do this, you can only do this. Actually, you can draw a border here. Can't do this because you're losing a tile, right? That's obvious, I think. Anyway, here, if you do this, you have to extend at least 2, because 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the minimum you have to extend out of this area here, out of this niche, okay? And it's easy to see that you can't do this also, because you would have to add these 2 tiles to this shape and you would create the same shape here. That means you need a border there. And then since this one, like you need a new region here, that's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Actually, it could go there, couldn't it? I never thought about this. Probably it could actually, if you do this right here. Yeah, it could actually go there. So let's only do this here. But the main thing being that you can't extend this region into this tile. Because of the following. You can't create this here, because you have this shape here already, right? And you can't create this shape because you need this shape for either this one here or this one here. Yeah. Or if you don't combine those two, you will have an S shape here, which means you would need this shape here. Yeah. So you can't have this shape anywhere else than in these tiles here or in this tile. In these 2 tiles, you have this somewhere here. Yeah. It's not clear where. If this is an S, you need it here. If this is an S, you need it there. So you can't have this shape also, which means that this has to extend into this area. But now that I saw that actually this could extend, this could go here, my solution potentially doesn't work anymore. It's very, very disturbing, because I always extended this into this one, but I don't actually have to do that. Or do I have to do that? No, I could do this potentially, right? Then I would have this a T. This would be an L. Yeah, that works. Let's see if my solution still works. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out something else. And this is going to take substantially longer, because we'll get there. Let's see. Can I put, like, the thing is that what I did with this tile here is to figure out where I can put the square shape of the 4 tiles, right? 4 square-shaped, 4-tile square-shaped region. Let's see, can you put it here? Because this is the thing I never... No, you can't, obviously, because it immediately becomes a U here, or an L, which we have already, so you can't put it there. So my solution is not broken, thankfully. So, can it be put here? No, you would have to extend this region here. This would be a T. And this would be this time. But we need one of these 2 we need here. Either there or there. So that doesn't work. Let's undo all of this. Can you put the square shape here? That would mean this would have to go all the way here. Could go there. Actually has to go there, because otherwise we would lose this tile. This would have to extend here, and again we would have the same trouble with this completion here. We can't have 2 T's, right? So let's go on. Can you have the square here? That would mean this has to extend, this has to extend, and you can already see you can't extend this any further, neither like this. You could make this a straight 4 maybe, but this one would have to go here at least, which you can't have an L. You could go there, but then you're cutting off this, not possible, because you're cutting it. You would have to move there, and then you still can't move there because you have a too small region here. Even if you go there, you don't have enough tiles here. You have another S shape that is not allowed. Yeah. So that's not an option. Oh, come on, undo everything. This is where we were, right? Can you put the square here? You would have to move here and here. Obviously not possible. And what about this one? You're losing a tile. And that's it actually. The square can only go here. All the other options are not possible. That means this one has to move here. We already have the L. So we have to go there. This one then has to go here. We need the border there because of the border rule. And then it can't go up. It has to go down in order not to lose this tile. Here we have the extension I was talking about before, right? With the other symbol. This is complete. And now the rest of the puzzle is basically the same thing, but much easier. There is one shape that you need that only fits in 2 positions. And it is this one. You can either, or actually it's 3 positions. You can't put it into this position because you're cutting this off to an L here and this one, right? You can't do this for the same reason. This one is being cut off. So you can only do it like this. Or actually you could do it like this also. Actually, there's a couple of versions of this that I never really saw. There's always something new here. Let's see. What about this one? No, this one would create a T shape here. That's not possible. And can I move this up once? Let's see. No, actually I can't. Obviously I can't. I can't do... Wait, no. I can't do that here. Because again, we're cutting the 2 off. So the only place to put this is here, right? Giving you enough space to complete it. This is not possible because of the T shape, yes. So it has to be done like this. This has to be a T. Otherwise we would lose these 2 tiles, right? T here. This has to extend all the way down. And then what else? This one has to be combined, which is the S shape. And now I can't take this here because then I would have an L again, which I have here already, right? So this has to be the 4 straight, and this has to be the large L, which I don't have yet. And then this one can only be 5 straight, and this one is this nose thingy here, whatever. I hope that at least 95% of my reasoning was understandable and also logically sound. Maybe I didn't, like with the M, I didn't see all the variations. Because you immediately go to what fits and then you solve it. But why the other ones don't work, you obviously, sometimes you don't see all the options you have actually that you have to rule out first. Anyhow, towards the end, I hope it wasn't too bad, and I hope I got the point across with the square. And I hope that made sense, actually. I'm not 100% sure, I gotta say. Anyhow, the puzzle is solved. We have 41 puzzles solved in the castle gates section. So that means the forest area is complete. And in the next video, I'll be moving on to the bricky section here on the right side of the castle. Hope you'll check that out. Until then, as usual, I am saying bye.